Hello and welcome back to another episode of Mr. Guilt Plays the Minecraft. I changed the copper. It was annoying me, and I went and did one of those trial chambers. They are not particularly interesting in any way, shape or form. Maybe? Is that just me? There's probably some footage playing over just to kill some skeletons. I didn't find anything good. I didn't spend too much time there. I thought it was a bit boring, to be honest. Also sorted out our armor. Not the best of what I wanted and nowhere near as good as what we lost, but I think that'll do for now. So we're all netherrighted up again, which is fantastic. You can just see there. Now we are back landscaping duty, but we've got to finish and move on. So probably won't talk too much about this, but obviously we finished the temple in the last batch. Added the green copper roof. I've got to put some honeycomb on that. We might do that in a second. Added an altar. I kind of like this. I think it needs candles. Okay, so honeycomb, candles is what we need. I think probably candles up here as well. I made this little kind of stairway entrance. I think it looks nice. I just moved everything over here for convenience sake because it was a bit far. I don't really need to be working over there anymore. And now what we're going to do is attempt... Have I got my spruce? Where's my spruce? Is attempt to build some custom trees. I've never done this before. I have an image in my head of like poplar trees. I don't know I don't know anything about botany. Is it botany? Or trees. I don't know anything about treeology. I'm not a treeologist in any way, shape or form, but I feel like some form of poplar tree is what you would see around this. Again, I have visited the Acropolis many years ago, 25-30 years ago now, but I feel that this type of tree that I have in my head is what's going to fit there, somewhere between a spruce and a something else, I guess. So we're going to attempt to do some custom trees, which I have not done before. I really like the trees in Minecraft, so I've not even bothered, and they've just added more and more trees every kind of year or so, and I'm like, sweet, that's a great tree. I like that tree. Let's use those trees. But I think that's what we should attempt. So what I'm going to do now is go get all this honeycomb, fix these other little bits and pieces up, and then we're going to try and play with trees. I don't think I've ever made candles before. Candle. Then can we colour it? We can. Love it. Okay, so let's just make a whole bunch of candles. Love it. And then, yeah, let's just make some of those. Some of those. Maybe not all of those. The kind of natural colour is pretty good as well, actually. And like that. Cool. So we're gonna put a few around here. More creepers, you see. Oh, you can't do multicolored in the same pile. That's annoying, but oh well. And some grey. You can see I've also just put up some string to stop some of the more egregious vines from spreading, and then maybe just a bit like there, and then can't put it on top of that, but maybe like there, and then some on top of this altar. I think on every corner. Let's stay with the white. Like so. How do you get them light? Probably need a flint and steel, Jim. Probably need a flint and steel. That's alright, let's do it. I think they should be lit all the time. Oh, it's going to look weird, isn't it? But it has to be what it has to be. Like so. Flint and steel. Love it. Whoops. Go. They shouldn't burn anything else, should they? Don't think so. that will make things just a little bit safer, and also I think just look a little bit nicer. Cool. That's cool. All right, now let's get working on these poplars. Poplar. I haven't looked them up. I'm just assuming that the word in my head is the right word for the things I'm talking about, which is a very big assumption to make, but I believe in myself. Spruce leaves. Get some dirt for scaffolding. I don't think we need anything else. So, well, yeah, we do. we need the wood. Spruce. So we go like so. We're gonna go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then it's 1 on top, I think. Making this up as we go along. Get out of the way. Oh, why is everything always in the wrong spot on my hotbar? So, what? I feel this is going to look a bit Christmas tree. So maybe we don't go out that far. It's pretty not what I was thinking. Oh, can't reach. Look, to be honest, it's kind of like, just kind of like a kind of almost a oval-shaped tree. I actually think that's kind of alright. It's definitely not what I had in my head, but it's kind of alright. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, I don't know how I can do it otherwise, to be honest. We don't have the ability to do more rounded shapes. So we're kind of stuck with what we got. Alright, let me knock all of these out. We'll see where we're at. Alright, let's have a look at this in a little bit of the darkness. Oh. Okay. Love it. Little hints of light. Nice. I think these trees, as I said, not what I had envisaged, but best we can do in Minecraft. I also popped in a little like reflecting pool. You know, people sit next to it and reflect. Maybe this could be an oracle from the shrine. I don't know, I just thought it looked nice there. And then these trees, a little bit of the moss around to give it a touch of glow. A couple of candles. Don't really want to have full light here. I mean, in an ideal world, I should build like a mob switch so that I can walk around here at any time of day without blowing stuff up, but it's too much to do all of that sort of stuff. But I think that is good. This little area is done and dusted. So that leaves us with, we've got a tower there, the whole landscaping on the top here, and then the rest of the landscaping on this side over here. Ow. This side over here. Yeah, so we haven't really done much here. I don't think we want to do much here. We've given quite a few points of interest in this whole area. And remember, we're just trying to draw the eye as we walk through. I think if we put too much stuff, it just, it just becomes too busy. Too much things going on, too many things to look at. So again, thinking of that original walk, we want to be facing this way. We want to be going here, and our eye wants to be drawn over here. Hello, zombies. 2 in a row. Not necessarily back into this area here. So I think this will just be bone mealed up. Maybe a tree or two, a couple of pieces of rock, and then that's good. And then the towers and everything up there. Let's see if I can sleep. taking slightly longer than I thought. If I'm being honest, kind of thought I'd knock this out pretty quickly, but it's definitely a few hours work. See, so if we're here in the Cherry Mountains, what do we see? I like it. See, you can't even, you just start to see it. Look at that. Look at that as a view. Look at that. And then down here, what do we get? Again, gorgeous view, just a hint of something over there. As we go down, these things kind of, the perspective changes. We get different angles on them. Lovely, but then, that's a perfect placement of that tree. It just starts to kind of block it off a little bit, so it's almost enticing us. We want to see more, we're going to have to go closer. That actually does suggest to me that, look at that. Kind of, what was that? Oh, maybe it's the horses. I never listened to them. Oh, no, that's alright. I was thinking maybe we should block it more, but I think that's fine. Maybe a tree around here. Like something here. To kind of just so it feels like it's sitting on top. And if we come up this way again, the view's spectacular. Nice, we get this hole down to there. This kind of echoing the colour scheme and all that kind of stuff. And then up here. Nice, nice, nice. That was starting to look epic at the top there. You know, it looks still quite high and tall and far away. Up and around. Got to finish off this bit down here. Like so. Now we've got like... Ow! What was that? Creepers. Bound to be one or two. But yeah, now we've got this. I think... Might need some sort of railing along here to kind of block off the space. And then this way, I think that works. We don't really see anything. Hint of things over there, but we're not drawn that way. So on this side of the track, we're drawn down into here and we're starting to go, what's that over there? And we're drawn up into the temple. And we're like, oh, and then on this side, yeah, cool. We've got that, which is interesting. And then, yeah, that. All the way over there. Brilliant. Cool. I reckon what we need to do now, and we'll keep all of our stuff here, is work on a ruined house. A ruined shack. Some of this, some of that. Where's all of our woody stuff? We want some moss for sure. Some grey moss. Let's not use spruce, let's use birch leaves, gravel, stone, andesite stairs, cobble, glow lichen, more wood, things. Oh, pointed dripstone. I haven't used those yet. Some stairs, maybe some of that. We'll keep the buttons together. Actually, we'll take blue lanterns, pale wood. And the rest of that is for we'll take one of these as well. So over, I think here, down here, there should be a house. Like in this area here. Or, no, not in this area here because that's going to block the secret tunnel entrance up into the temple. Where else? I thought I felt like... Oh, wait. Maybe here. Okay, now I did just say I don't want our eyes to be drawn that way, but maybe a little house here. I kind of feel like it does, or it doesn't. I can't decide. I'll be back. Alright, and we are back, and actually it's a kind of couple days later. I just kind of kept doing stuff, and now I believe this area has been landscaped. I'm pretty sure, I think the last cut I was over there and half this was empty, but I filled in everything that I feel I want. I built a couple of towers there, finished off that thingy. So we'll pop down and have a look. I wonder if we could just speed up time. No, we can't. I want to see how the shade hits, but I think we're looking pretty damn good, to be honest. I'm liking the patches of the grey. You know, look, if you look around, go to your local park or wild area, you won't see the same kind of stuff. You know, things are different. There a little bit more maybe greenery there, possibly. It's kind of hard because you can keep going forever, can't you? You know, why stop here, finish filling all this, which we will probably eventually do. But I'm thinking this is looking pretty good. Couple of points of interest. Now, this bit here, I am undecided, but it potentially ties into another plan I have for something over there. So I think I'm just going to leave this as is. If it eventually doesn't tie into a plan I have over there, I think I'm just going to make this like a cattle stockade. So maybe bring, you know, a fence bit around there, or maybe horses. I've got some horses tied up down there, I believe. Hello, horse. This could become a horse thing, but I wanted to just kind of have a separation point. That's just pale oak logs between those two things. And as the sun sets, I think we're looking pretty good. I'm going to get rid of this glass because we don't need you anymore. If we just swing on down, well, we kind of start our walk here. Let's have a look around. And I think obviously things are nice during the day as well, but at night they do look good. Still have to work out a situation for these torches. I do want the paths to be relatively mob proof. I think we're looking good. Got some lovely vistas as we go, losing the kind of the cherry blossom area, coming down to here where we can see this kind of lovely inviting path down there with the blue lamps. And then we kind of come around and we've got these kind of two ruined, I guess, farmhouses, I guess, but pretty ruined. Ruined. I don't know how to say that word anymore. Which I think kind of look good. I mean, I want them to look really quite run down. So I think that's fine. And then up we go. Maybe these stairs could use a little bit more detail. They are just generally slabs stuck to a wall. Lots of chickens around for some reason. And then we've got this kind of sugarcane. I wanted the sugarcane just because of the bright green. And then this kind of tower slash house, and this is where we've based all of our stuff at the moment. But if we pop up, we should be able to have a little bit of a view. Well, not really actually, I've covered everything up if we stand up here. Which is kind of nice. I like this, you know, you still got that, but you're kind of hidden from some of the things that are in that kind of valley area there. Still see that over there, which is good. You get the hint of the Acropolis, which is what I think we'll call it. And over here we get this kind of like, again, these bits here are to block that kind of view, so then you're forced to look this way. And lots of things will be here to look at for sure in the coming days, weeks, months and years. But if we come through again, down our little steps, little farmy area, down again, but yeah, then we have this up here, all of this sugarcane, which I quite like, just a little farming area sort of thing. Back down around here to another kind of a ruined castle. I guess it's not that ruined, but it's maybe abandoned. I think it looks all right. It's not too bad. And then down, no lighting here at all. That's terrifying. Okay, so be careful. Down to our kind of secluded pool area, and then back down to the temple or the Acropolis, which I just think looks pretty good. I like it. This is kind of pretty, like 99% of what I wanted it to look like, which is great. Over here to the sacrificial altar. Up we go. Bam, bam, bam. Oh, there's that glass. And on the altar, again, looking back. So again, we've got things like those little ruined farmhouses. That view is now not there, you know, and again, we can't see those towers until we cross over. I don't have a bed with me and I'm starting to see creepers. That's fine. Where's the closest bed? That's all right. We just want to make sure we don't blow anything up. Let's run down here. Hopefully that creeper doesn't see us. And then we've got the kind of abandoned farmland area with the secret entrance here, which leads back up to the Acropolis. It's pretty well hidden. Through here, down here, the abandoned paddock, across and down, where we rejoin the main path leading from Cherry Tree Hill down towards our bee area. Oh wait, boy, there's a creeper. Honeysuckle Farm, I guess we'll call it. Honey Farm. Well, there's no honey here. There's just where I just get the bee houses, the hives. Bam. Hello, bees. How you doing? You alright? Lots of hives here for me? Yeah, a couple. Oh, cool. Love it. Okay, so I think all that looks pretty good. Let's give it a sleep and a flyover. So we can't... Ah, look at that. I think that was great. Love it. I think that is a very nice landscaped area. So what we are left with is 2 plans, and I haven't decided what I want to work on first. Well, actually we have three major projects, and each of these I reckon takes me about a week. So I'd say this in general took probably 8 days. And I mean, I don't play every day. I play maybe half an hour in the morning or something like that. But the next 3 major plans are one, which is the redevelopment of the ice biome, which I might have mentioned before, but effectively I want to turn this into a city. All of these little structures, I want to just put doors and windows in, and I want a path in between using maybe grey moss, and then add loads of details and make it look like a kind of frozen city. I think it could work quite well. It's quite a big job. There is a considerable amount of area to change, but I think because we either cut through it or it borders other areas we're going to use, I mean, we'd have to make a point of where we cut off, and it'd probably be somewhere around here. Yeah, maybe here, I don't know. But it's a considerable job. That's probably a 2-week job. The other job is the mining area over here. So we need to build these actual mines, maybe lay down some more tracks and all of that kind of stuff, build up this little stationary area. And then over here, and this is the one I'm leaning towards as the next project, and most likely I'm going to start the next project at the end of recording this video. We have this floating island, and sorry, I just massively sneezed like 3 times. But we have this floating island over there, which made me start going, ooh, floating island, I like floating island. And I believe I want to create a string of floating islands, like strung out this way, attach them with chains, and then continue a large chain over this direction, maybe ending up in the ocean, like something is pulling these islands along. So I think I like the idea of that. So I think that's probably what we'll do next. Just because I see this, I don't want to go and change the landscape. Well, I do. But what I want to do is let the landscape kind of show me something to do. And this is a floating island. I'm like, oh, okay, well, no need to destroy it. There's another one over there, actually. Yeah. And then there's these big chasms around here. So yeah, I think something like that would be the next projects. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I don't know how long this episode is. I just record and then stop and record and then stop and then splice it all together with 0 editing skill and throw it on the internet. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed some of the progress of this up here. I'm really sniffly now. All of a sudden I feel like I got hay fever, except that it's autumn. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little landscape